Welcome to Get Sports Focus. We are in week 7, and last week we did something a little bit different. We put together an entire show. So this week we're gonna do the same exact thing. Coach Andrew is back. He is standing by. He's gonna be joining me in a few minutes to do the GSF week 7 prediction segment. But last week it was great. Last week was a great week. A lot of really good football. Obviously we covered the WCAL games, all 4 of them. And some very, very interesting things happened with the results of those games. I was actually fortunate enough to actually predict the exact score of the Riordan St. Ignatius game. Kevin was there. He shot that game, got some really, really killer highlights. I do want to say that, man, we've been following these teams consistently, and Kevin, post-game, he had a really good one-on-one interviews with the SI guys. And we're gonna roll one of those interviews as part of our GSF Uncut segment. We got 2 of them. I was at the Serra game on Saturday, and afterwards I was able to talk to Coach Walsh one-on-one, just 3-4 minute Q&A with him, and he said some really, really good things about the program and where they're at and how they're doing and where he expects them to be, for the rest of the season. So a lot of good things happening. Alejandro Flores, he had a pretty cool interview with the Christopher Cougars for the GSF Game of the Week. Great job on that. That actually inspired us to put together a list of the best defenders that we've seen so far from weeks 1 through 6. So I got that list for you later on. So all of that coming up here on Get Sports Focus.
Get Sports Focus is brought to you by Summit Partners, leaders in growth equity investing. WeightsandBars.com. Build your home gym and shop locally from the Bay Area's best fitness equipment experts. Ike's Love and Sandwiches. Championship level sandwiches every single time. South Bay Construction, a reputation built on trust. And by Fuel Good, fueling your success. Conveniently located in Santa Clara off Homestead Road. For more info, go to fuelgoodmealprep.com.
All right, welcome back, and we now have a lot of materials to work with. And so before we get into the whole Best Defender List award, it's not an award, it's more just a recognition, like a mid-season recognition. We're going to start off with this uncut interview that Kevin did with Soren Hummel. Soren's been one of those players that we met when he was a sophomore, and we kind of kept an eye on him. Like it's been a pretty cool journey for him. And now, they had a 2-1 start in preseason, and then they took down Serra, and then they just beat Riordan. It was a big game. And I'm telling you right now, Soren is right up there as one of our players of the year, ultimate game changer, players of the year watch list. He talked to Kevin after the game, and this dude is just like cool. Like, check this out.
Gets it done every goddamn time, no matter what. Call him Superman! Call him Superman! Let's go!
I think the last time we talked, you threw that kind of Hail Mary touchdown in the back of the end zone against Valley, and it was right in front of me. This is your role now. You were kind of sharing it last year, right? What's it like to just feel like you can settle into games and really be the leader and the quarterback that you know you can be?
It's amazing, having guys around me that trust me and being able to play with these boys since freshman year and being able to come out and play games like that. Didn't have a great first half, but came back and kept on going, and just the coaches and my boys trusting me it makes me play better every single day.
I'm sure you guys had to really trust in each other. It's 21 zip. You threw a pick right before half, so you go into halftime thinking we didn't get anything really going. What do you say to you? What do guys say to you? What do you say to the guys? And how do you keep the belief and have that kind of third quarter that you have?
Football's 4 quarters for a reason, and this team has by far got the most heart I've ever seen out of any team I've ever played for, and especially my time here at SI. So just the heart that they got, and knowing that we can come out, we're a second half team now, unfortunately, but knowing that that's the way that we're going to get it done.
Was it tough to like turn the page after a big win against Serra, or was this like no, they just came out, they had the better first half, and it was what it was?
Versus Serra, wait,
just like you guys beat Serra, that's a huge win.
Yes.
Is it tough to turn the page and like be like, all right, dude, we can't keep celebrating this thing. We gotta focus on Riordan, or did they have all your attention and they just came out and played a good first half?
They had a good first half, and we didn't execute in the first half offensively. Defense held us in there for a really long time. Our defense is amazing, so props to them for keeping us in every single game we've played this year. But yeah, we didn't overlook them. We just didn't come out strong as the way we wanted to, but made up for it in the second half. So.
Once you guys got things rolling and you start running downhill and get them on their heels, could you just feel the momentum turning as you guys went through the second half?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about confidence, man. We've always been a second half team. It's like we just need talks, man. It's more communication on the side. When we start communicating, good things start happening, and that's what the score tells. So.
Good things really start. I mean, that was a crazy third quarter, dude. I don't know how many third quarters like that you've been a part of, but can you just talk about
running back in California, no doubt. All right, no questions asked.
And now it's time to give some love to the line. How about the way that these guys move a really big Riordan defensive?
Man, I love my guys. You know, I put all my trust in them. You know, nothing happens. Bad games happen when the line doesn't execute. You know, and when we execute, it's based off the line. It all starts on the line, so I appreciate all my boys over there.
What was it like when John carried you into the air after not a touchdown like he usually does, but it was that game-sealing first down there in the fourth?
Man, I mean, I'm always used to it. It's like every time I do something good, getting in the end zone. I mean, we've been doing that for years, man. I love that boy. So.
Last question. You got the trophy. Coach lets you loose. The fans get let loose, and it's just like this bedlam on the field. What do you remember from that, and how long will you remember that moving forward?
Man, I'm remembering this for the rest of my life. We were down 0-21. We came back, and we do what we do. So, I mean, I'm going to always remember this. This is a very memorable type of game right here, and it's something that I'm always going to take with me and keep with me for the rest of my life.
SI is riding high. So just a little bit of a breakdown here. Riordan was up 21-0, and SI ended up kicking the field goal. It was close to the half already. It was like there's like a couple of minutes left. And then SI, they were driving for a score, and Soren threw an interception. Picked off by number 22. And I do believe that had it not been for Jarius Hogan tracking down number 22 on the sideline and stopping him with no time left on the clock, Riordan would have been up 28-0 or 28-3 at the half. And that would probably be enough to take care of business for Riordan. But that didn't happen. We gave our GSF Weekly Hustle Play of the Week award to Jarius Hogan. And that play right there, that is the true definition of that award. It's the one that kind of turns the game around. So instead of Riordan being up 28-0, SI was able to get back to the locker room, talk things through, and tell themselves, hey, we're only down by like 3 touchdowns. We can get this thing done. And they did. So that was an incredible win for the SI Wildcats. I'm pretty sure they're going to finish out the year strong. We picked them number 4. Right now, they're number 1. So they're really doing good. So shout out to you, SI, for all the good things that you guys are doing so far. Saturday, I went to the Serra Sacred Heart Cathedral game. I'm just letting you know, Sacred Heart Cathedral, if all those kids stick together, they're going to be good, probably not this year, but next year and the year after that. Because the talent, the secondary, the skill guys on that squad, they got some dudes. And I'm sure they're all gonna play 7-on-7 in the off season, and they're gonna get better and all that stuff. So That's something that's a team to watch out for. But the Padres, they're kind of going through it right now. They're struggling just a little bit. You know, they're struggling with turnovers and all that stuff. All the mistakes that they're making can be corrected, and that's why I think they're gonna do that, and they're gonna win a lot more games. So I talked to Coach Walsh after the game, and here is the conversation that I had with him. So this is going to be part of our GSF Uncut.
Two things I want to share with you guys is, one of my favorite quotes is, "Actions speak so loudly I can't hear what you're saying." So it's time to do. It's time to do. It's time to be. And that's the only thing I'm going to judge this game on, is our actions. And if we're getting 15-yard penalties and we can't control ourselves and all that stuff, then I know who we are. Okay, number two, I've been telling this football team all year, clearly we're the hunted. And maybe that's just the way it's going to be in 2024. Or you guys can make up your minds to become hunted. You feel me? This is for Father Joe. Yeah, I mean, used to and history and all that doesn't matter. Nothing matters. What matters is now, and what matters is the growth of this team. And what happened in 2001 through 2023 means absolutely nothing. The only thing that matters now is the 2024 team, the lessons that we can learn, and the things we got to do to get better, to continue to grow, to mature, and to put ourselves in position to battle great teams in the WCAL. I mean, this is the way it's going to be a lot this year. It's going to be difficult, particularly if we continue to turn the ball over the way we're turning the ball over. Turnovers, you can. This is the thing about football. You can do 50 great things and do one bad one, and it erases the other 50 great things when it comes to turnovers. I would say the Irish had a great takeaway on a 50-50 ball in the red zone. It was a great play, and tip my hat to Coach Evans. He had those guys ready to roll. They fought us the entire way. And plays like that keep the games close. And that was a 50-50 ball. Now the other turnovers were more kind of self-induced pain, self-induced mistakes that we have to get better at if we want to stay competitive in this league.
Yeah, I was listening about your podcast about last week. This group has never been through that situation.
Yeah.
And so how were you able to kind of get them back on track this week during practice and all that? I heard you guys had a great week of practice.
Yeah, we had a great week of practice. It was very fortuitous that yesterday, and this is our homecoming weekend, and we had players that came back that graduated in 2004, so 20 years now, right? So we had 5 players come back and speak to the team in our chapel, and there have been moments where I feel like, probably not on purpose, but my voice has felt in a way drowned out, and the message is the same, but sometimes the voice from myself or the coaches, or I'm just going to speak, from the heart. I didn't really feel like I was connecting on what are we trying to do? Like, what is the purpose, the intent of Serra football? And this isn't a malicious thing or an attack on anyone, but these gentlemen came back who were basically on the ground floor of building Serra football and building the foundation, the pillars that we all stand on and have for the last 23 and a half years now, and they all addressed the team. 5 of them addressed the team in our chapel, and it was just really, really refreshing to get a different voice. Not having Father Joe here is really painful. It's hard on us because Father Joe is the voice of kind of reason. We feel like he's an angel blessed from God. All these years he's been battling that heart transplant, and we've missed him in chapel, and he called in and we put him on speakerphone, and it was just really good and soothing to hear his voice. And then also followed up by the message with these 5 guys who were here in the early days where it was dark. There were some tough times, and they were there, they battled it out, and their stories, I think, reminded all of us, including myself, what this is all about. And men that come back 20 years later that say, this program changed my life, and I run a business, I have kids, like, I'm a stand-up gentleman because of the lessons I learned in this program. That's what life's all about. And someone told me years ago that the reward from coaching, particularly high school football, will come 20, 30 years down the road. And I had a personal moment yesterday with
with those guys because they're not sitting there calling me, telling me I changed their life or anything like that, or the program did. So I think it was really refreshing for all of us to see that, kind of put the game back into perspective. There's a lot of pressure on this group to, as you initiated this conversation about, the past. The past is the past. No one cares about the past. I mean, when you're living in the present. And so I think that whole moment yesterday in Chapel was, a great springboard into a new kind of learning and lessons and brand of Serra football that we need to continue to establish with this new group of kids.
Nice. Anything else you want to add as far as, what's coming up next? It seems like everybody's good this year, Coach.
Yeah, it feels as if there's more parity in this league. Obviously, there's still a couple undefeated teams. I think St. Francis and SI are there might be another one if I'm maybe Valley I think is still undefeated. I'm not sure about that, but the games, like even the game last night, all the games last night were tight. There's a lot of parity in this league, and that's life in the WCAL. There's great coaches and great parents and great communities and great people that have great pride in their school. And that's why I said when I initiated this conversation that it's going to be like this year. It's going to feel like this year, where we're grinding through every drive, every series, every play, and that's where we need to mature and make sure that we adopt that theory and get used to it. The days of blowing teams out by 50, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen this year, and that's okay. There's a different kind of feel in the air and the team and the 8 teams that we have, and we're going to have to deal with it with maturity and get better each and every week.
Good game, guys. Good game, guys. So proud of you guys. So proud of you guys.
All right, let's get to the prediction segment. I got Coach Andrew joining me. We're going to flip it over. We're going to do the GSF sponsor segment right here, or the sponsor video, and we're going to flip it over, and I'll see you guys on the other side on Zoom.
GetSportsFocus is brought to you by Summit Partners, leaders in growth equity investing. WeightsandBars.com. Build your home gym and shop locally from the Bay Area's best fitness equipment experts. Ike's Love and Sandwiches. Championship level sandwiches every single time. South Bay Construction, a reputation built on trust. And by Fuel Good, fueling your success. Conveniently located in Santa Clara off Homestead Road. For more info, go to fuelgoodmealprep.com.
Yeah! Coach Andrew is back, people.
I am back. Feels great to be back.
There you go. So where were you? We'll start with it.
I was in London for a very much needed vacation. I haven't taken a vacation in 6 years.
Wow. That's amazing. You're a hardworking man.
Thank you. Too much.
So I guess a lot of people thought you were going to you were there because of the De La Salle game. Kind of, not really. You were able to check out some stuff though. So tell us about your trip, Coach.
So whenever you go to like a different country, like you got to go see what everything is. Like, I got to go to Stonehenge. That was the first thing I saw. One of the amazing wonders of the world. Went to museums, saw some castles, was hoping to see if the royal family was there, but they weren't there. But I know where they live, which is cool. Saw did all the touristy stuff. Went to Harry Potter, went to the set, learned public transportation, and went to the NFL Development Academy.
That's the one that we're interested in. Talk about that a little.
It's cool. It's a beautiful place. A little bit away from where I was staying. It's about a 2.5 hour train ride and walk and bus from where I was staying in the UK. But it is beautiful it's just a beautiful place, you know. That's a program, and what they're doing there, it's a very sports oriented place. Not just football, not American football, but their football and rugby are big things over there. And, you know, just being able to be immersed in it and just to see it was just really cool. Like, you know, I didn't try to ask too many questions when I was there. I just wanted to just enjoy and just kind of like just be shown around. It's you can't beat the UK's like architecture and the way that they like build things out there, just because it's like, geez, why don't we look this cool? We got to look medieval out here. But we don't.
All right.
It looks like a castle. Like essentially, it looks like a castle. It looks like you're going to Hogwarts when you're there. So it's really cool. But I will say that that team specifically, I wouldn't be surprised if in the next, you know, few years or so, that this becomes an international program and, you know, team that can contest with, you know, where American football is big, which is here in the U.S. I would not be surprised that they're going to be good enough to be able to contest with the teams that are here. But other than that, like one of the other things that they do there is they have like a NFL Pathways program as well. So they have international players that want to, like, you know, they get ready for the combine. They do all those things there. So it's really cool. Like I think two players from the Pathways program are in the NFL currently.
Nice.
So it's pretty good. So it's growing. So I'll give it that. It's growing out there, and it's just going to get better. I think it's great that this is now becoming a more international sport. I mean, I know you and I have talked about it, like how it's getting big in Asia as well. And, you know, obviously, like, you know, there used to be NFL Europe. The Vikings actually showed up one of the days that I was there. I think it was at night. They were just like bussing in, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Did they actually play there?
Yeah, they played in
Oh,
Tottenham.
they did. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. They had like this whole big welcoming party at one of the hotels that was next that was close to mine. And man, those Viking fans, they're much respect. You guys got some energy. Just hearing the skull chant was like really cool to hear.
I think they're gonna go far this year.
I think so too.
Vikings.
Yeah. So I mean, but to be in another country and to like actually see that, I wanted to go to that game, but that game was sold out. And
no, I thought you were talking about the De La Salle game. I was like, are you sure? There's a lot of empty seats.
Oh no. I wanted to go to the Jets Vikings game, but it was sold out. But it was really cool, you know, and you know, just culturally, like if anyone ever gets a chance to go to like another country, see like just how everything is, like just go do it. Go travel. Enjoy your life. It's fun.
There you go. Well, there's a group of teenagers that enjoyed their lives this past week. Talking about the De La Salle Spartans. Did you watch the game?
I didn't get to. It's kind of sleeping.
Still catching up.
I
watched it. I watched most of it. So Derek Blanche, 2 touchdowns. They called him Derek Blanchet. Dominic Kelly. I don't know. Are we saying it right? Is it Blanchet or is it Blanche?
Oh no, I mean, you know, I have no idea.
I think
you're saying, because no one's corrected you.
No one's corrected me, so I figured I'm correct. Right?
And I don't think they're going to want to try to correct somebody from Europe, because they're probably going to be like, that's probably just how they pronounce it.
It was an interesting broadcast. It was clean. They had multiple cameras. Obviously, it's like an NFL production, right? They got like seven different angles during the game, and then they have other things going on. I thought it went smooth. You know, Derek Blanche had 2 touchdowns. Dominic Kelly had 2 touchdowns. And the thing about these 2 athletes, we've been watching them all season, and they can score. They got speed. They're quick. And I knew that they were gonna eventually take this game over. But I didn't expect the shutout up until, late in the fourth. So, but it was an interesting ending because NFL Academy, do they even have a mascot? No? Okay, just NFL Academy. They started moving the ball, but man, the penalties killed them. There was a couple of penalties that nullified like a huge gain. The tight end, I don't know his name. I forgot his name. He was making catches, and I thought their quarterback was legit. I mean, not bad for a team that I guess they're an all-star team from all over Europe and Asia, maybe.
It's all over.
Yeah,
all over.
Oh, they look good. They finished. I mean, the finish of that game was just like perfect because there was a ball. The NFL Academy had the ball, threw it right up the middle, got tipped twice, and I believe it was Schaefer who kicked the ball accidentally right into the hands of one of the receivers for the NFL Academy, and that's how they scored the touchdown. They also kicked the field goal before that. So it was 31-9 final score. Beautifully executed by both teams. So it was nice. It was very nice. I wonder if they play there, if they play all their games there. I'm just wondering.
I didn't ask a lot of those things, but I think they try to play like in a lot of it seems like they try to just play all over. Like they have enough fields over there.
Yeah.
They have a lot. There's a lot of space to like do everything, and it's very green. It's very green out there. It's very green.
It was probably cold too.
It was freezing. You can so people that have been to the UK, they always say to always have a jacket with you, like even if it's a light jacket, because you can experience all 4 seasons in one day.
In one day, yeah, that's true.
It was nuts. One of the days, I think it started out, it was kind of like nice regular fall weather, little overcast. It's like 65. We're like, oh, okay. Then 2 hours later, sun's out. It's like 72. It's really warm. And then I think my wife and I, like, we had lunch, walked outside. It's pouring.
Wow.
I was like, wow.
That's insane.
Yeah, so it's really interesting, but like, I think people are just so used to it over there that like as soon as like you even feel it, you just see everyone just umbrella. It's already out.
Nice.
It's cool.
That's like Philippines, except it's not cold.
It's humid.
Wow. Well, while you were gone, some things happened.
A lot of things happened.
Yeah, including come on, give it to me now.
Oh, I know, I saw. I know. I let you come back. Dang. I was off my game. It's like every team that plays in the third quarter in the Bay Area where they just let everybody back into the game. No,
you picked that side too.
I did, but I didn't call the score. You were spot on with that score. So I got, what? I gotta give respect where respect is due. Great call. Great call on that one. But we had some close call games. Like let's just talk about it. Like Mitty, St. Francis. Like wow. Like that was
Mitty is a very, very good squad. I don't know what they're missing, but I think they have enough to. Okay, so here's my prediction for the rest of the season for Mitty. They're going to take down one of the 4 teams. So they almost took down St. Francis. Yeah. So Riordan, SI, and Serra need to watch out because one of those 3 is going to go down. I think so. I don't know how, but I believe that they have enough, and they just got to figure out how to put it together. So, but that squad's really good. I finally saw Owen Harrington play. I think he's a baller. I think he is more of a defensive guy, to be honest with you. Because I saw him, he is physical. And that dude can play. That's a D1 guy, even though he expressed some interest in playing JUCO, just to kind of get himself reestablished. But I think if anybody's looking for a tight end with some high, like a high potential tight end, it's Owen. Owen's definitely one of them. So there you go. That's my plug for you, man.
Yeah. I think some of the other games, like, Gunderson's riding high. They made sure, which is great. So congrats to Coach Harrison and his squad. The interesting game was, I think, for me, was the Pitt Los Gatos score. Like, that kind of just tells you, like, Los Gatos is still in there. They're still in the mix to be one of the top teams in the CCS.
They are.
To hang with Pittsburgh, like, you would expect Pittsburgh to, like, really, put it down on them, just because of, like, who they played and, like, everything that's going on. So that big kudos to Los Gatos, and then a shootout with Branham and Lincoln. That was I think, what was that, the highest scoring game of the weekend?
Yeah, it was like 50 something to 40.
55 to 40, like, holy crap. And then obviously I gotta give a shout out to my Christopher boys. Like, that's how you put a stamp. That's how you put a stamp. Still, I watched the highlights, so they still kind of scared me a little bit because they, like, those two scores were on big plays. So it's like, you can't if people figure this out, that could be dangerous. So clean that up. Like, they just got to clean that up. But one thing I will say is, I think the Piedmont Sobrato game, I think because Sobrato is coming off of a bye, that's where, like, I feel like bye weeks can either hurt or help you. And I think they just rested long, because I think the last game Sobrato played was on a Thursday too.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's like, that's a long break.
Yeah.
That's a long break. So, just all those things. But it's done.
Yeah.
Week 6 is over. Let's move on to week 7, Alf.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's start with this game. SI against Bellarmine College Prep.
It's an early afternoon game, huh?
No, it's not. They changed the time. Max Prep's got it wrong. I think the 4 p.m. is the JV game. What do you think about this? I mean, you got an 0-4 team versus a team that seems like everybody's surprised about SI. Not us, because we already know.
And we've been saying this like for how long we've been covering them. I mean, I've played against them. Like, SI is always good. Like, they are always good. It just depends, like, for their year. It's like, it just depends, like, where are they, that, like, at that time, like, are they top 3 or are they just the top 4? Like, where are they? But I think if SI plays, like, a full game, and, like, from the punch, like, pretty much from the first whistle, if they play from right there, then they can put this game away, like, really early. If not, like we've been saying, like, Bellarmine has, like, they're showing that they can, like, they have some life in them. They're showing it. It's just, don't take so long to get going. Like, just get going. But I don't know. Like, I think it's still a big mismatch right now, as Bellarmine is still trying to figure this stuff out. I think SI is going to win this, like, 42-0. Maybe 3. Yeah, I won't goose egg it. I'll go, like, here, I'll be nice. 42-7.
42-7.
SI.
I don't know if they even got close to scoring against Valley Christian last week. Yeah. Bellarmine, they're struggling. Our boys. Not a big fan of the white color on those jerseys, though. I got to be honest.
Oh, man, we got to have
in the traditional sense, like, I've always looked at Bellarmine as an all blue, intimidating, blue and white, like dark navy blue, that color of but that's a fashion thing. I'm not a fashion person. It just didn't look. I thought it was a JV team when I saw it. I was like, oh wait, never mind, that's the varsity. Manalo was at the game, and he had an interesting experience on the Bellarmine sideline, which
Really?
I don't want to get into, but sideline etiquette, man. Some teams need to be careful who they have on their sidelines because some people don't know the sport and how it's played.
Yikes.
That's
good to hear.
Yeah. Wildcats. So I got an interesting text from Coach Lawson. He is the OC at SI. So he gave me my props for picking the exact score, for saying the exact score. I just told him, hey, I think if you guys just like right from the whistle, exactly, right from the get-go, just score on every possession. See if that's possible. I do think they're going to shut out the Bellarmine Bells, although that is a challenge for the. Hey, we still believe that the Bellarmine Bells have a defense that can stop teams. It's just an offensive thing. They gotta
You'll figure that out.
Gotta figure out their offensive part of the deal. But I can see this as a game where SI can experiment and do different things. The next couple of opponents, I believe, is very beatable for them. And like you said, I mean, they're in first place right now. They beat Serra. I'm pretty sure they're in first place. So, you know, they've climbed up the ranks and they're right up there in a lot of rankings. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be a 38-0 by halftime. 45-14 final score.
That's pretty sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty like 38-0. Oh, okay.
38-0. I gotta give
so you're calling running clock at half.
No, there's no running clock before the half. It's more like a running.
You're pretty much saying like you're calling a running clock pretty much right when the second half starts.
Right when the second half starts, yeah. And I do think Bellarmine is capable of you know, scoring a couple of touchdowns and just to make it interesting. Can we jump ahead to Saturday?
Sure.
Our Oak Grove Eagles are going to Live Oak on an Saturday evening showdown. From what I heard, Oak Grove is fully back. Everybody's back except for Matt Gonzalez because he's got a broken collarbone. But this is kind of like the extra game of the week. I think, I'm just like how the Cowboys beat Pittsburgh in the last couple of minutes of Sunday night's game. I believe the Oak Grove Eagles, Coach Cordero is a Cowboy fan. I believe that they can do the same. They just gotta hang in there. They just gotta keep at it, keep them close, and then boom, strike at the end. So, but I'm probably gonna be at this game. Just okay. They gotta play them tough. It's time to win. Time to win. That's the other team that's winless in this prediction list right here. So, anyways.
Okay.
What do you think, Coach? I don't really have a score other than like maybe I think it's going to be a 21-18 game, Oak Grove. Wait, no. Maybe I'll change my mind.
You think Oak Grove? So you think Oak Grove's going to win it?
I think they're going to come back, but the way things are looking right now, Live Oak, they beat Lee. They're kind of like on a momentum right now. So you know what? Here, I hate to do this. You're gonna have to prove me wrong because I'm gonna pick Live Oak.
Yikes!
And I'll stick with the score 21-18. 21-18. So that would be, yeah. Just got to be real, Coach. At this the season,
because we gotta give people what we gotta give the people what they want. So
gotta be real.
So if we're gonna go with like, hey, let's keep it real with everybody. Like, yes, right. We know, like, we've heard, like, a lot of these, like, players that, that, like, have been kind of, like, waiting in the wings, because of, like, transfers and all that stuff. And everyone knows about this going on with the public schools. Like, their rules are way different. So, just to be able to have, those players, that's a huge benefit for Oak Grove to have them back. Live Oak, on the other hand, like, they're rolling. Like, they started off really bad, and everyone saw that. Losing that Sobrato game was kind of a big, like, I guess I would say it was a really big humbling experience that, a riding high, like, Live Oak team that's, like, traditionally always good. That's something that I think they have to, I think that's what they're going to ride off of right now, is that they're just rolling right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what? I've been picking Oak Grove. I love the boys. Cadero's my guy, but I think Live Oak is just rolling right now. So I think Live Oak, if it gets out of hand, Live Oak can make this game out of hand. Like, I think it could be like a 35-14 deal. But like you said, like, I think what can really happen is Oak Grove can pull off a Cowboys thing, and I'm hoping. So I'm picking Live Oak, but I'm hoping this happens and Oak Grove pulls it out at the end. So it's like I'm picking both, but in a sense, I'm not.
So who are you picking?
I'm picking Live Oak.
Okay.
In the instance that.
So you want to be right?
Yeah.
Okay. You need points. Hey, I pulled ahead. I'm ahead now.
I know.
At 38, it was like 38, 34, or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, like now I'm getting cooked here in our predictions. My fantasy football team is getting cooked right now. Like, man, it's I'm like off my game right now. So,
yeah.
But no, I really think this is what could happen. Like, if Oak Grove plays the way that they've been playing, and, like, they do a lot of those self-inflicted things to themselves, like, yes, this game can get out of hand. If they play the type of game that we know they can play, then they can take this. Like, and I think if they do, this will be the start of them. Like, I don't think they will lose another game if they win this week.
They're gonna play a couple more good teams.
Yeah, they have Christopher next.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Which I think they need this game to kind of figure out where they are and kind of, just they just got to get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is. Yep. That's where we're at with it.
Well, since we're on the Saturday games, Sobrato, previously undefeated Sobrato, going to Willow Glen, 1 p.m. Saturday. Or no, it's at Sobrato. My bad.
Oh, good.
This game is at Sobrato because our GSF announcer, Kevin, told me that, or invited me to go. I might go. I'm still trying to figure out the schedule. I got a lot of things with the kids this weekend. So, but Sobrato, they dropped one against Piedmont Hills. And Piedmont Hills, they have enough athletes there. And I believe that's how Sobrato lost, is because of they just got out-talented or out-talent. Talent. Is that even a word? It's not a word. Yeah. The talent took over for Piedmont Hills. And
the players that needed to play showed up.
Yeah, I was informed by that, and I didn't listen because I picked Sobrato. I said, at this point in the season, if you're undefeated, you pretty much have it unlocked. Well, Willow Glen is undefeated. They pretty much have it unlocked, I think. So I'm gonna, I don't know. I think it's gonna be Sobrato at home. They were, I think they're mad about this loss against Piedmont Hills. So and a lot of their games are close, right? A lot of the games are close. And so I think it's just a matter of like just tweaking it, and they can squeeze out a victory here against Willow Glen and give Willow Glen their first loss of the season. So, but Willow Glen is a very, very good team. We got to see them. And so I'm going to make the effort to actually go there. But it's going to be Saturday. It's probably going to be hot. It's going to be on grass. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park for Willow Glen. So I'm going to do a low scoring 10-7 game. Sobrato. Let's go.
Okay, I like that. I think for them, and from what I've been hearing about like how Sobrato's been playing, it's offense has got to get moving. You know, if the offense can get moving, because what just what I've been looking at and what I've been hearing is that like Sobrato's defense is really good. Like that's why they keep the games close, because that means like you're not letting the other team score, but you're also not scoring at the same time. So kind of got to fix that just a little bit. So if the offense, and I'm challenging Coach Rueda and these Bulldogs over there, like for the dogs, get your offense going. Defense, keep playing the way you've been playing. You know, shut them down. I know Willow Glen has a high-powered offense, so if you can shut that down, but you have to put points on the board. Like you just have to. So I will, but if it is at home, you know, and you know Willow Glen's used to playing on turf, you know, and you're playing on grass, you know, that's hard to play on. You know, I can see Sobrato probably, like, if the offense gets going, Sobrato can win this game like 21-7. So I'm gonna go Sobrato 21-7.
Okay, there we go. You heard it right there, people. This one's interesting. It's Friday night game, Serra Prep against the Palo Alto Vikings. It's going to be the pink out game for Pally. I've been watching a lot of the Serra Prep games, the live stream, and if Jack Barton can repeat his performance against Hillsdale this Friday night, I think they have a shot. I think they can beat the Vikings. He was actually a runner-up for GSF Weekly Defensive Player of the Week. So I was researching him. His fourth quarter interception led to a touchdown drive to win the game. They did enough to slow down and to slow down Hillsdale and busted out 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. So, but that's Gator football right there, Coach. Palo Alto, they like to run the ball. Kessler is their guy. If I don't know, I think I'm gonna pick. This is gonna be a close one. Pally at home. You know what? I'll pick the Vikings. I'm gonna go Vikings 24-21. That's gonna be my prediction, but it's gonna be close. So I just think Pally's got a little bit more of a overall, like their team is very complete overall. They have special teams covered, and you know they got playmakers, man. Jeremiah Fung, Justin Fung, Mr. Kessler. These guys are ballers. I think they're gonna win CCS again. Oh, I think Palo Alto is gonna win CCS again.
Jeez.
There, I said it.
You did. You did.
So,
okay. I think, you know what, I'm gonna go the same. Like, you know, honestly, if the brothers get it going, and they get that running attack going, like, you know, I think this is Palo Alto. This is Palo Alto's game to lose. Honestly, like if you look at it that way, it's their game to lose. Because Xavier Hart's been kind of like up and down this year.
Yeah, all the games are close. I mean, they lost a couple of games that are like just a couple of points.
Right. So I think it's just gonna, you know, I like Palo Alto. I mean, obviously, like, you know, we've watched both these teams play. I think in terms of like how they play, I like Palo Alto's chances better, just because like those brothers, like when they're on, they're on. Like, and they're good on which one's the one that plays defense? He's great at defense too. Like their defense isn't bad. Like I think their defense is not praised enough, but their defense is really good. So I'm gonna go Palo Alto on this one. I'm gonna go 28-21 Palo Alto.
28-21. Nice. Okay. Moving on. Let's go to Christopher. They're going to be hosting the Lincoln Lions.
Oh, man. Okay, so the last time like I remember making a prediction on this, what was this, a couple years back, because there was a certain brother of a player on the Lincoln Lions that was there. And he Shoot.
He ran all over you guys.
He took it. He took that game over. And this was a game I believe that Christopher overlooked at that time. And I'm saying that like very loosely. Like I think they overlooked that game that time because all they knew was they're like, oh, they just got this one guy. They have young players, yada yada yada. Then they didn't even like prepare for that running. Who's the running back at the time? Because he also ran. He ran all over.
Espinoza.
Yeah, he ran
One of our
all
GSF
over.
guys.
Yeah, he ran all over Christopher. That. So I'm hoping that history doesn't repeat itself like that. With that being said, this is an interesting game. Like it's an interesting game. Like, you played it like, we just saw Lincoln and Brandon just shoot it out like last week. So they can play high level, high powered offense. They can score. So we already know that they could score. The key is going to be my guy, Solomon, and the rest of that defense. That is going to be the key to this game. And I also don't think there's somebody on Lincoln's defense that can stop Matt Anderson. Matt Anderson's a big guy. That's a hard guy to bring down. So I think if you key on that and you use that to your advantage, Christopher runs away with this game. But like I said, I want them to like kind of have eyes in the back of your head. Like this could also be one of those games where like they could surprise you.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely.
So
what's your prediction?
I think this is going to be like I don't think they're going to eclipse 40. I think this is going to be like a 35-21 outing. Just because you got to limit the mistakes in this game. I still have yet to see Christopher play a full game. I still have yet to see that.
Oh, this could be it, Coach. This could be the week. It's homecoming. Got to show out.
We'll see. So prove that to me, Christopher. Yeah. Play a full game.
Well, all I know is Christopher is officially a regular on GSF. There you go.
Congrats, guys.
Last couple of years. Oh, how come you guys don't go to our... Hey, we've covered pretty much all your games this season.
Might as well just keep going.
Well deserved. Jackson Robinson. He's on the GSF Ultimate Game Changer MVP of the Year candidate right now. He's right there. He's right there. Solomon Quintero, baller. He guarded a 3-star receiver. He guarded a couple of 3-star receivers. Simeon Brown is a 3-star. Those guys from Carmel, and he hung with them. It was that game last week against Santa Teresa. Whoever he was guarding made him look bad. That's all I'm gonna say. He got 2 picks out of it and a pick 6. So I think he's one of the most underrated cornerbacks. So we're gonna do something about that because we got this recognition. Top 10 defenders, top 11 defenders we've seen this season, and he's definitely on that list. Christopher, they gotta watch out for this game because you were talking about, the defense and all that stuff. They have athletes. Lincoln's got athletes, and this might not be a passing game for Christopher. They might need to run the ball a lot more. Jackson might need to run the ball a little bit more in this game because Lincoln, they have some smart dudes in the secondary that are prepared for that passing attack. It doesn't matter who it is. So I'm predicting a more of a running thing for Christopher if they want to win this. Gas him out, because I don't think there's a lot of guys that can hang with Christopher. Is a complete team, man. They got a really good kicker. They have really good skill guys and the line. But Lincoln, they have enough to really get in the way. And I do not want these guys to overlook Lincoln because Lincoln's a very talented team. And their coach, he's been there for 50 years. Sorry, Coach Collins. He's been there for a long time. And this is the kind of game that could end up being like a coach's game. It's a chess match. So he knows what he's doing. He knows where to put his guys. But I'm going to pick Christopher, 49-21, just because I think in the end, it's going to be the same story as the last 2 weeks. They're going to pull away. Jackson's going to raise his hand and establish himself as the best quarterback in CCS. One of. Let me check that. One of.
One of. Yeah, but he's in good company. Like,
he's in good company. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be a Thursday game too. So up in San Ramon, up in the East Bay, up 680, California High School, a school that I've kind of been looking at, trying to look at as many film and huddles and information as possible, as much as possible, because they have a undefeated team. They're going to play San Ramon Valley, another undefeated team. San Ramon Valley, I think, is going to be in the top 5 when it's all said and done, but they got to get through. They got to get through California High School. They have a running back, Gatos. I hope I'm saying his name right. Lucky. He is very good. I've heard a lot about him. I've seen his film, and he can literally take this team down by himself. But he's got Marco Jones to deal with on the other side. You know, defensively, they got to stop Rhett Thompson, Evan Economist, all these guys, all these weapons on the San Ramon side. So it's going to be an interesting matchup, because this is not a crosstown rival kind of a game, but it's more like, because San Ramon is in Danville and California High School is in San Ramon, so it's kind of weird. Like, you're called San Ramon, but you're in Danville. But so Lucky, he can go through, get through this game and go over 1,000 yards and still lose the game. Yeah, he's one of the best running backs right now, and so I'm hoping that we get to see him this Friday. We'll send somebody up there, but I think when it's all said and done, defense wins championships, and I'm gonna go with San Ramon, 28-21. That's my score right there. Got to go with the defense.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know much about California. Like, this year, like, I know of California, and I know they're a good team. Again, like, you know, historically, like, I've been around SRV guys a lot more. Having, like, worked out there, not at the school, but, like, just in the area, and, like, seeing, you know, kids come through, like, at a place where I used to train. San Ramon Valley is just very good. Like, you know, but it's from what you're saying, like, it sounds pretty even. So I think pretty even. But San Ramon is one of those teams that, like, they will go the distance. Like, they're one of those teams that they will take it all the way to the end, like, all the way to the end of the game. I almost choked on my own spin.
They had a bye too, coach.
So they're probably rested.
They're rested.
But it's like one of those, like what I said earlier.
They're very rested because they ran clock McClymonds the week before.
Right. So that's what so it's kind of like the same situation with, like, Sobrato, where, like, Sobrato had a long period of time off. Like, so this can either hurt or help you. So I'm hoping the much needed rest. Like, you know, San Ramon plays a very tough schedule. So, like, I think taking rest where you can get it is huge. So I think San Ramon will control the game. But I do see it being, like, very, very, very close. So I'm thinking more of, like, a 24-21 deal. It might be, like, that close.
Okay.
But SRV.
Very nice, very nice. I'm sure the Wolves Wives Club, there's a group of moms in San Ramon. They do their own, like, post-game interviews, and they give away, like, mugs and shirts like that over there. I think they still do. I'm pretty sure they still do it. So if you're watching this, hit us up. By the way, the comment section on these YouTube videos are blowing up, Coach. There's a lot of people talking smack. There's a lot of people dropping knowledge. It's amazing. I'm really enjoying it. So, you know, let's keep it going, people. Keep it going. This one is interesting. Los Gatos, they just lost to Pittsburgh, and they're going this Friday against MA at MA, one of the few night games at MA. Juju Walsh from Pittsburgh. He had a big game against Los Gatos, as we expected. He is our GSF Defensive Player of the Game. He had a lot of tackles, I think 10. He had a couple of TFLs and a sack. Los Gatos cannot let that happen again. My goodness. How could you? No, Pitt's really good. But MA is at home. This is the turning point of the season, MA Bears. 12th man, are you listening? You guys got to get it together. The Los Gatos Wildcats, you don't want them to run wild on you. So, Juju Walls, they're going to need Devin Hyde to step up and play the way Juju Walls did against the Wildcats. So, I will pick the Bears to beat the Wildcats in a big 38-31 victory. Wow. Bears defense. Bear down. Got to bear down. Bear down. Bear down.
Wow. You're it. Wow.
Yeah, let's go, Coach. Coach Contreras. Hey, they I'm pulling for MA right here. Coach Adkins, Coach Sanderson, Coach Saunders. I said Sanderson. Saunders. I think they can pull this off. It's gonna be at home, man. It's good. Hey, MA Bears, 12th man. Let's go. Turn up. Get the student section go, because Los Gatos is gonna bring it, right? Los Gatos is.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think
they're not too far away. They're all gonna travel over there, gonna pack the stands, and they're gonna be loud. Y'all gotta be just as loud. It's gonna be a battle of the student section, battle of the coaching staff, and battle of the players, the teams, and battle of the stars. Okay, you got I think Xander's gonna be back, so I'm pretty confident. Pretty confident that they can get the job done. Well, you saying wow?
Okay, look, I know like MA's got players. I know they got everybody that you need for that.
Los Gatos.
Los Gatos does too, and I don't see it. Like, I think Los Gatos is just gonna win this game. Just like flat out, just win this game. Like, I think this is gonna be like
flat out. Like, what's a flat out mean?
Like a flat out, like, you might give MA maybe 14 points, but you'll probably drop like 42. Like, they have the capability to do that. So there's my pick right there. There's no disrespect to MA. It's just like, Los Gatos just like, they know what to expect. Like, they know what to expect. And last week's game, like, even though like that was a tough game, like their confidence probably hasn't wavered, and their confidence is probably high going into this. So I'm gonna go Los Gatos 42-14. Go Cats.
Rawr. All right.
I don't know why I did horns.
That's horns, dude.
That's weird.
Speaking of horns,
yeah.
Wait, no, Monarchs don't have horns.
No, we don't.
Mitty is playing an afternoon game on the grass at Kezar Stadium. It's going to be a beautiful day, clear skies, but it's at 1 p.m. in San Francisco. That's the only drawback. Do we really want to go up there? But you know what? This game is worth watching because Mitty, I know that they lost against St. Francis, but I do believe that they know how good they are now. Mm-hmm. So time to get back in the win column. Jonah, it would be great to see him at the All-Star game. Hopefully he'll be there. I think he's one of the best QBs that we've seen so far this season. But in order to beat Sacred Heart Cathedral, I think they're going to need to run some play action, maybe trick plays, multiple trick plays, because if you watch the Serra game, Sacred Heart Cathedral, they got some cover guys that could cover, and they're young. They got a freshman. They got a bunch of sophomores. It's going to be exciting to see this team from Sacred Heart Cathedral get going. It's going to be exciting. So I would say Mitty is really hungry to win, and I think they're gonna pull this one off. But it's gonna be on the road, and if the Fighting Irish are gonna win a game, I
This
can
is
see
the
that.
game. You're saying this is the game for them to win?
I think if I think if they're gonna win their first league game, I think this is the best opportunity right here. Put it on them, Michael Sargent. Let's go. I can see a thriller of an ending with Sacred Heart Cathedral pulling it off 22-21 over the Mitty Monarchs. You thought I was going to pick Mitty.
No, I know you won't. And you haven't, so it's fine. It's okay. No, like, I like Sacred Heart. Like, I've said a lot of good things about Sacred Heart Cathedral this year, and I love the way that they play. They have all the good players that they need. I love Sargent. He's going to be a really good quarterback, going up. Jonah's just playing really well, and then, Lazaro, like, Mitty just looks.
Lazaro's the real deal, man.
He's a real deal. And Mitty just, like, had a little bit of mishaps, against Valley Christian. Like, again, like, when you make mistakes like that, you can't win a game. Like, that's just too hard, Like, you just can't do that, And even against St. Francis, like, you could have pulled it away. You made another mistake. So clean that up. At the end of the day, ball security, ball security, ball security. There's my tip for Mitty right now, because that seems to be the common theme that's taking them down right now. Ball security. Don't do that. Get rid of that. Back then, like, our coaches over at Mitty used to give, because I was one of them, like, I fumbled quite a bit, like, my first 2 years there. They would make us hold these weighted footballs throughout the day. And our teammates we were free range for any of our teammates to try to hit the ball out of our hands.
Damn.
And every time we drop the ball, it's right on the spot, 10 push-ups.
Wow.
You can do that again, but, I don't think you will, but because that could be dangerous. But I don't think this is a game that, like, I don't think this is a game Sacred Heart is going to be in for too long. They'll probably be in it, like, maybe the first half they'll be in it. But Mitty's going to pull away in this game. It's going to be it'll probably be like 21-14 going into the half, or even 14-14 going into the half, and then Mitty will pull it away 35-14.
I'm sticking with my thriller.
I know you are. It's because it's Halloween coming up. There's a lot of Halloween games this year.
Speaking of Halloween, I don't know what this have anything to do with these two teams, but Valley Christian is hosting Riordan.
What does that have to do with Halloween?
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Oh.
But the Crusaders must win this game. This is a turning point for both teams. The loser is not going to be happy, obviously.
No.
Can Riordan win this game? Yes, they can.
They can.
They could really be undefeated right now.
Right. And I think we both know that.
But for some reason, something is off, and I don't know what it is. But what I would do if I'm VC is force Valley Christian.
Force Riordan?
If I'm Riordan, I would force Valley Christian to go for the big plays. Bait them.
Okay. I see where you're going with that.
Bait them to go for the big, because Valley Christian's big plays can be defended easier versus the basic 3 yards, 4 yards, all that. Which means the D line is going to have to step up.
Right.
So I think they can blow up Valley Christian with like 54 points. If they play a complete game. Like, I really do. Because Valley, they play they play kind of slow game. Like, they like to grind it out. And that's what they're gonna do. And they can win, so Riordan, I would say bait the Warriors to go for those big bombs and then take the ball away. Force some turnovers. Kind of like, give them their own poison kind of a thing. Valley Christian, they have enough talent though to win this game. They really do. These two teams are very similar. Keep the ball away from Michael Mitchell. And you can only do that. I'm pretty sure they're not going to run towards Micah Mosley's side. They're going to run to the opposite side. So be prepared, whoever's on the other side. But man, this could be, this is a recruiting video for a lot of these Valley Christian guys that are not as heavily recruited as the Riordan guys. So this is going to be a show, man. I mean, Jordan Vargas, Joseph Patterson, they're going to be ready for Michael Mitchell to throw that ball. And, you got Sinai out there catching everything. It's just a matter of who is more prepared. And my prediction, you ready for this? Warriors are going to go 3-0 in the WCAL. Yeah, maybe. It's going to be a high-scoring game. I can see a 34-28. War boys.
Honestly, it's hard to disagree with you, to be honest. Like, not saying that that's my pick. It's hard, right? Because, yeah, you're right. Riordan should be undefeated right now.
They should be undefeated, yeah. I really do think they should be undefeated.
And Valley Christian has just been playing very sound football. It's like they're back to what made Valley Christian so dominant. The running attack is huge. And the defense has always been good over there. With that being said, and I'm putting respect on Valley Christian, you guys proved me wrong very well against Mitty. So I appreciate that. Thanks for tagging me in some of those posts, guys. I really appreciated that one.
Oh, he's gonna pick against you guys.
Yeah, and I'm going to again. And but the thing is, I'm saying it no disrespect.
No.
It's no disrespect because I think you guys could still win this game. This is more of a Riordan. Live up to it. Where should you be right now? And I think they can. And if they clean it up, play the way that they need to play, Riordan can win this by a lot.
Yes, I do.
They have the ability to do that. So I'm going to go Riordan. I'm going to go Riordan 35-21.
Okay.
Just a little bit lower. Not that much lower. Just a little bit lower. But if they don't, Valley Christian just wins this game. This is what everyone understands too. Valley, I hate saying it this way. Valley, even if Valley loses this game, they're still in the top.
Oh,
Riordan needs this game.
They do.
So go do it. Get it done. So I'm putting some chips on you right here, Riordan. So prove me right. Make me proud.
There you go. Hey, Valley. They called me a smart man. I don't know.
I think
Macklemore, Marcel Leggett. Let's go, baby.
I think both of us are smart people if we call the right team.
All right. Well, that's the prediction segment where we thank you for watching Get Sports Focus.
No, we got one more.
Wait, what?
We have one more.
What do you mean?
Don't we got one more game?
What game?
Oh, come on.
We went through the entire list.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
What's the game of the week this week?
I don't know. Oh, yeah. I forgot. Oh, the game is so big that, Everybody's talking about it. Hey, we're the only show that really breaks things down, by the way, Coach.
Really? I didn't know that.
I guess. Well, that's what somebody told me. So appreciate you, my man. So this is for the league title. This is going to be the Open Championship again this year. Go ahead. You start, Coach. You have the floor.
Whew. This is honestly, this is the first time I'm actually going to say this, like from how long we've covered the WCAL. This game is actually really tough to call right now.
Really?
Because of the way St. Francis played last week, and again, like this is giving a lot of praise to Mitty and how they played them, because there's a lot going on with that. And with Serra playing the way that they have this year, they haven't done both these teams haven't played bad. It's just they take themselves out of the game. They put themselves in these positions during the game, in these situations where things happen. And it's a sport of football. It's entertainment. I like to be entertained as a spectator and as a commentator. Like, I like to be entertained. I think this is for sure, in the last 2 years, this game is so even right now. This is a very, very even game. And I think it's going to come down to the King and Nano. I think it's going to come down to those two guys. So this is going to be a bullfight between the two of them. It's just who's going to get out more. Their lines, it's going to be a clash like in the trenches, and it's just going to be like who gets out more, right? I like Nano's because he can burst. But the thing is, like, Kingston, it's just like they have very similar attributes. We covered them in the running back segment. They have very similar attributes.
Yep.
Right. So that's the big thing. I think the edge that we get is with that fullback, the fullback usage that St. Francis does, because that's an extra blocker. And Kingston is smart enough to make those reads off the cut.
Mo too.
Yeah.
Brother. He's not little. Younger brother.
Yeah, he's big. He's a big kid.
Big dude.
So I'm going with the Lancers. I'm going with the Lancers on this one because I don't know, man. I think
they have more boxes checked out, right?
They do. They have more boxes checked out right now. And like I said, it's going to be a bullfight between Kingston and Nano. It's a bullfight between these two. It's whoever has the better game, that's the team that's winning. And from what I've seen with Kingston, definitely running away with like probably one of the best running backs in this area, right? Hands down. So I'm going to go St. Francis 21-17 behind Kingston. And all those tugs, Kingston.
Wow.
There we go.
Well, once in a while, St. Francis really unleashes the beast in them and feast on the Padres. But I've never seen it. I've never seen them do it at their home field. It's always at Serra. Like going back to Landon Beatty, had 4 touchdowns against Serra. Evan Williams, he had 4 touchdowns against, I think 3 touchdowns. So I think we're could happen this weekend. Right? St. Francis, they got exposed by Mitty. The holes, the weaknesses, they're there. They're there. It's just a matter of can Serra figure that out? Right? One thing about Serra is they like to turn the ball. They turn the ball over. It's weird. It's just hold on to the ball, be a little bit more sharper. So this is, for me, this is going to come down to, do I want to be right, or do I want to be right? Congratulations to the St. Francis offensive linemen. They are the GSF Weekly Offensive Lineman of the Week. Well deserved. Kingston, obviously, he had a big game. I think he's going to be ready for this game. You mentioned Nano versus Kingston. I would say this is more like Teddy versus Jackson. Teddy Young versus Jackson Cahoon. Which defense can stop the other side better? And I'm not going to give it away easily to the Lancers, because I do think Serra is still a little bit ahead of them, and they're going to have to take that stuff away from the Padres. They came up short, ever since they beat them in 2021. They've been dominated by Serra, but it's a different game now. I think this is going to be a lot closer. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes into overtime, right?
Mm-hmm.
Both teams have really good kickers. Both teams have really, really good coaches. Both teams have really good running attack. Both teams have very good defensive schemes and all that stuff. I would say Serra's on the younger side when it comes to defense, but it's going to come down to that last quarter, because this game is going to go fast with all the runs. If Serra wants to win this game, they're going to need to run the ball, and just run the ball. Do what St. Francis does, run the ball. Because obviously there's a little bit of wrinkle with the passing game right now. A lot of trickery plays are going to be planned for this game for both teams. Both teams are capable. Remember last year, Kingston threw a deep ball to Joey Paulson that advanced the ball all the way inside the 10, and then Serra made a goal line stand. So this is going to be an exciting game. This is the GSF game of the week. I'm going to be there. Sophia's going to be there. She's going to be the intern that's going to help me. But Sarah's been St. Francis 6 out of their last 7 meetings, dating back to 2019. So I would say this is, I'm going to rock with the Padres on this, Coach. I know you got the Lancers. I got the Padres on this. Lancers, you're going to have to prove me wrong. Take that away from the Serra Padres. Completely dethrone them out of this whole WCAL race. But remember what I said. I do believe this game doesn't matter as much as the game in November, when these two will meet each other again for the CCS Open title. That's all I got to say about that. My prediction, my score is going to be 22-19 Serra by a field goal late in the game. Oh, it's going to be stressful.
It's going to be stressful.
It's going to be stressful for both of these teams. It's going to be fantastic. I mean, you got some hard hitters. Jackson Cahoon, Teddy Chung. You got Silas Atkins. You got Kevin Ida. Oh, man. Just please hold on to the ball, guys. All of you. Both sides, just hold on to the ball. Let's not turn this into a turnover battle. Just hold on to the ball. Put on a good show. Yeah, so we split on that, Coach. Oh. Thought about one thing, but I'll just keep that to myself.
Which part?
Don't worry about it.
All right.
This is a secret weapon.
Yikes. I don't even want to know.
Well, that's the prediction segment. Are we done now? We got everything. Got everything covered. So we're going to be at the Valley Christian Riordan game. We're going to try to get to that San Ramon Valley game. Definitely the St. Francis Serra game. And yeah, if you guys have any ideas, any athletes that you want to nominate to be part of the GSF Weekly Awards, just DM our social media and we'll make sure to take care of that. But Coach Andrew, anything else you want to touch up on?
Nah. I'm back.
Andrew is back. There you go. GSF Weekly Prediction segment. Let's go. Week 7. We're ready.